up, wake up, wake up. It's the Flow Show, no filter. Good morning to the breakfast crew. We got a lot to talk about Diddy. This is the final week of Diddy, Mohawk Diddy trial. Good morning, Angie. Missed y'all over the weekend. I don't know, is it just me or is the weekend a long time? It's been a long time coming, but I'm back. But before I get into it, let me cover my ass. No freaking Diddy. The thoughts, views, and opinions shared at the Flow Show No Filter are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I am not a professional. I am just good, happy, manic Monday. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. Back for another installment of the Flow Show No Filter on Apple and Spotify, and Facebook and YouTube 24/7. But if you want to join us live, the best crew online, you got to join us at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. I done told y'all that. I got to say it every show. Let's see who in here today. C Tuck, what's up? Angie, what's up? Melissa, good morning. Lily, good morning. Courtney, Megan, Alicia, Melissa, Denisha, Angie, Akaka. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. I'm gonna get it right though. Blame it on the brain, not the heart. Good morning, Desi. Good morning, Daphne. Good morning, Alicia, Laura, and the whole gang. Not Dreamer. Mew knows. What's up, baby? And for all those that be like, for those few little trolls that be like, you take too long and get to the hurry up and start. You already know how many rocks y'all can kick because I'm going to shout out my breakfast crew every damn day. We going to bullshit around. We going to talk about whatever before we get into the Diddy. So if you got a problem with that, arrivederci, sayonara, nice to know you. But this is our thing, and we do our thing how we want to do our thing. Good morning, Lonnie. We get good. She said, "Good morning, handsome." Let me throw that. Good morning, handsome on up there. Let me throw that little good morning, handsome up there, because that's a hell of a compliment at 7:30 in the morning. It ain't easy to be handsome at 7:30 a.m. Shit, my eyes ain't even all the way open yet. But we about to get into this. Missed y'all. Headed to New York this week, so I put the subscription in there. You can get a $23 subscription, get this exclusive Diddy. The exclusive Diddy, I just put it in there. The exclusive Diddy coverage as I go out there to see what the hell going on. I will definitely be there for the closing arguments, but also for the defense as they take their 1 to 2 day case over, and the jury should be delivering. I'll be up there we're looking at the jury. So if you want to support the journey of me going to New York, get you a $23 subscription. The subscription is in the link, and I will be reporting straight to your ass as everything happening in New York. I'm so excited. All those Flow on the Go members who got that last time I was there, we had a ball. Y'all got so much in real-time information. Like, I revealed to y'all who was on the stand that we weren't really supposed to reveal, but I get in trouble for my community. Take me as I am, not as I was, or as you want me to be. So shout out to everybody. So please support. Also, merch store is relaunching this week, hopefully tomorrow. I got to work on some stuff today. So please, if you can put your favorite Flow quotes in the chat. The fro is flowing. She said the fro is flowing. The fro is flowing, Melissa. The fro is flowing. Put your favorite Flow quote in the chat because I'm getting the merch store together. So all the favorite things that y'all like me to say, Right after this week. It's gonna be released right after this week. Since the trial moved faster than I thought, we're gonna do that interview right at the end. So that way, after the interview is over, I mean after the verdict is in, I can get that interview, that person to give us their thoughts on the verdict and overall, and really go ahead and spill the beans. So shout out to my Australian people too. We got people all over the place. But it is going down. Yes, flow merch. Give me okay, and I don't like it. So I got the and I don't like it's coming. So there you go. I got and I don't like it. Every quote that y'all want me to put on shirts, you know, like I'm not a professional, I'm out, all the stuff we saying, put it in the chat. And as I see it, I'm gonna star it, and them shirts will be ready this week. We about to flow merch is here. Y'all know I like to take my time and do it right. What if I told you? All right. I got the what if I told you. Kick Rocks. Oh, see, I didn't even think of Kick Rocks. See, this is why y'all is the best community. Y'all the best community on out of all the communities. Cause y'all helped me with so many ideas. How could I didn't even think about Kick Rocks. As much as I tell everybody to kick rocks, I ain't never okay, he said, what if I told you and I'm good? Oh, I like that. Mohawk Diddy. Okay. Yeah, y'all gonna have the merch store popping. So okay, so we gonna get into what's going on with Diddy, and then periodically put some quotes in there. I try to catch them, but at the end, you might have to retype some of the quotes because y'all gave me some good ones. Y'all the unofficial y'all the back office y'all the back office of the merch. All the y'all got some ideas better than mine. I'm just good. Okay, let me do that. I'm just good. I'm just good. So let's get into this Diddy. Now I'm gonna get into the I am just good. Okay. I'm gonna get into the I'm gonna get into Diddy. For those that be rushing me, you know, I don't mind compromising. So I'm gonna keep the intro to about 7 minutes today for y'all. It's all about a compromise. I ain't gonna go 10, 12 minutes. We're gonna get right into the Diddy stuff. For those who are impatient and don't want to hear me yap about other shit, I'm gonna give y'all a little grace today. I'm gonna get right up in it. So let's get started today. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. So before I get into what's going on, let's recap what we missed, what we didn't get to talk about that happened on Friday. There's a lot of confusion because some people thought that the drug mule, now we know Diddy is fighting for his life. And we know that his alleged drug mule, Brendan Paul, finally took the stand. And a lot of people were confused. They thought because he went up there and kind of pushed back at the idea that he was some huge drug mule, they thought that was some huge win for the defense. But that's why y'all got me. Because Brendan Paul did exactly what the prosecution needed him to do. And Brendan Paul did what he needed what his family needed him to do. So he killed two birds with one stone. And I'm going to explain what happened. So we all know that Brendan Paul was a videographer at first for Diddy. And before he knew it, just like Diddy do, he bring you in as one job. Next thing you know, you cleaning up baby oil and freak off mess and getting ketamine and drugs and all kind of shit. And he did that to Brendan Paul. So Brendan Paul gets arrested on his way. I don't know, I think he was at Miami Airport. He had just cleaned Diddy's apartment and he had drugs on him. He gets arrested. Immediately, he is labeled a drug mule. Now, that's kind of like how the media does. You know, I mean, anybody with common sense or anybody with, I don't want to say common sense, but anybody in the loop knows that Brendan Paul wasn't some big time drug lord. But once they label you something in the media, that's what you are. He was a basketball player. He went to good schools. He went to private schools. His parents got money. He had a dream team lawyer. Last name Bieber. Forgot his lawyer's first name. Last name Bieber. And so his lawyer instructed him on what to say and what not to say. So People got to understand, Brendan Paul comes from an affluent, well-to-do family. And although they made sure he went up there and told the truth, but they wanted to make it crystal clear that he is not some big-time drug lord. I knew he wasn't. I knew he wasn't no Pablo Escobar. And so his family, I'm sure, and his lawyer made sure when you get on that stand, you tell the world, you got to think at the end of the day, he still got a mama and he still got a daddy. And mama know you might have got caught up in a little mess, but mama don't want all her sisters and aunties and cousins and grandmas and all these people thinking they done raised some big drug lord son and they done put their son in all the best schools his whole life. And he went to college and played basketball. And because he was with Diddy a couple years and facilitated some drug transactions for Diddy, now that all goes down the drain, and now their son is just labeled a El Chapo. So with people who don't have the ability to critically think like your boy Flo, because I'm just that good, they got all thrown off. Oh, this is a big win for the defense. No. Brendan Paul told the truth, and that's all the prosecution needed. But he was cleaning his fucking name for his family. So him saying he wasn't no big drug mule was no victory for the defense at all. It was more or less him clearing his name. He had a chance to go on the stand, and I almost felt like his mom was in his ear even while he was on the stand. Boy, you better clean that shit up. I ain't raised no damn drug dealer. So anyway, so now that I done put some little context of why he was pushing back on being a drug mule. He said he didn't consider himself a drug mule. He said that was the least of what he did. Okay. Now let's get to the part that crock-potted Diddy. Now let's get to the part where it deep fried Diddy extra crispy. How you like your Diddy? Extra crispy, fried hard, medium rare, however you wanted it, you got it on Friday. Now let's get to the part that Brendan Paul told the truth and what cooked. Number one, Diddy allegedly made Brendan Paul try the drugs before he tried them. He made him test them. He made Brendan Paul feel like in order to prove his loyalty, he had to take some of these drugs before Diddy took them to make sure they were right. And when distributing a controlled substance, and this is by the law, because one thing difference between me, why people can't even argue with me in the comments, because every statement that I make, I back it up with the freaking law. I ain't just shooting from the hip. I don't do that. When I'm shooting from the hip, I'm telling you I'm shooting from the hip. I'm going to say, hey, this just me, in my opinion, blah. But when I'm talking about facts in the case, I tell you what happened, and I go straight to the law book. So ain't no arguing with me. We arguing with the law. It states clearly when distributing a controlled substance, if you are doing it and making your employees or people around you do it in order to feel like they have their loyalty, or it's a form of coercion. That's distributing a controlled substance. So to the average untrained ear or the average untrained eye, when they read that and said, they didn't even think that was no big deal. Everything the prosecution asks is for a reason. They're not asking it for shits and giggles. They're showing you the thing as according to the law. When you make people feel like they have to try these drugs and you're passing it to them, that's distributing a controlled substance. That's a predicated act for RICO. You only need 2. Diddy got about 200. And so when Brendan Paul was on that stand and said he tried it Diddy made him try the drugs before he gave it to him. That was damaging. But it's only damaging to people who are educated, who are educating themselves on actually what the hell is going on. See, the barbershop and the beauty shop people who just shoot from the hip, don't look up shit, ain't read no indictment, don't read the laws. That statement don't mean a damn thing to them. All they gonna say is, man, it's just a domestic violence case. I don't see nothing but domestic violence. Ain't nothing wrong with being a freak. All I can say is bless your heart. Anybody that cannot read shit and just give bold ass opinions, you a different type of person. Bless your heart. Because when I say something, I'm talking straight from the law. Read the law. It's very clear on what the hell going on. So Brendan Paul, that was one thing. Also, Brendan Paul detailed how they paid cash and where the money came from when they bought these drugs and paid for these things and freak offs and this and that. It came from company money or it was cash trying to hide it. But Diddy used company money and got reimbursed. Even if he used his money, he got reimbursed from the company. That is another thing that makes this thing a criminal enterprise. You can't be buying illegal drugs and this and that with a business. Brendan Paul detailed that. Another thing for RICO, you need to show a pattern, and you also need to show a structure and an organized effort to carry out these illegal crimes, such as the freak offs. So when Brendan Paul detailed that Christina Korm, with her shady ass, had group chats and group and organized, gave directions as far as cleaning up this freak offs, preparing these freak offs, which are illegal commercial sex acts. Newsflash, you can't pay for sex. I don't know what year we start believing that paying for sex is not a crime, but it is. And so when you have employees, you have an organized employees putting this shit together, you are looking at RICO. So as Brendan Paul laid out these details, he was laying out RICO on a silver platter with the little, he even put the little fake vegetables, little green things they put around the plate that you don't eat that just make your plate look good. He even put that on there. Let me see something real quick, y'all. Real quick, I want to see if Facebook can, if I can get Facebook on and see if Facebook has fixed this, because we cooking today. I'm mad that our Facebook family don't have a chance to hang out with us live, because I don't know what the heck I don't know what the heck I don't know what Facebook changed their settings where you can't do that. I'm gonna try one more time and see if we can get Facebook in here real quick. Then I'm gonna get back to cooking. But Brendan Paul put it on a silver platter. Yeah, they ain't letting us do it. Oh well. Sorry, Facebook. Y'all just gotta come to YouTube early or whatever. Let me get back. Yeah, hey, look, the people, you gotta understand. The people who don't understand RICO at this point, don't even waste your time. I'm just talking to our community. It's kind of like when you were in school and they didn't understand the math. They didn't understand 2 + 2 = 4. No matter how many times you told them, if you ain't can't understand 2 + 2 = 4, I'm out. I can't do nothing for you. RICO is actually quite simple, because RICO isn't a certain thing. A RICO is 2 predicated acts of crime, and you use your employees. Why do you think they keep talking about all these employees cleaning up the freak offs. You think they talking about employees cleaning up the freak offs just because we want to talk about cleaning up shit? No. Cleaning up the freak off was cleaning up the crime scene. Because you have to know the freak offs were illegal. If you don't know the freak offs were illegal, don't talk to me. Paying for sex and flying in commercial sex workers is illegal. Let's start there. Now, if you got half a brain and can understand that paying for sex and paying sex workers to come bash your girlfriend or your whatever you want to call her in, if you can grasp the concept that that is illegal, let's start there. If you don't understand that that's illegal, get the hell out of off my live and off my podcast. I don't have no time for you. But if you can at least grasp that that is illegal, let's start there. Okay, so for those who have half a brain at least, I only need you to have half a brain at this point. If you got a full brain like the rest of the flow community, that's even better. But if you just got half a brain, me and you are on the same page right now. So now, if you can understand that paying for sex and flying in male sex workers is illegal, that these freak offs were illegal, whether you think they should be illegal or not, by the letter of the law, they are illegal. Now, if you have a business and you are having your employees who are supposed to be doing regular business, marketing music, marketing fashion, real regular business, if you have them helping you organize and set up these freak offs, you just committed another crime. Now you're looking at RICO because you're using your enterprise to put together illegal stuff. Then you do the illegal stuff. Then you have to clean it up because you know this is illegal. You have to make sure that they pay the guy who wasn't supposed to be getting paid for sex. You got to clean up the mess. You have to clean up all the evidence. Now you got your same employees who's supposed to be doing. So it's the equivalent if you owned Walmart and your cashiers instead of them just on the register working and bagging up the groceries and bagging up the clothing, you got them cleaning up freak off mess. You got them going to get drugs. You got them setting up freak offs. That's a RICO. Anyway, it's not flying in 100 keys of cocaine from Colombia and tying up 20 people in white vans and tying their hands behind their back and putting duct tape over their mouth. Y'all watch too many movies. That ain't RICO. That's one form of RICO, but that's not this form of RICO. This is when you operate a business and use your employees to do illegal shit. That's what this is. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is. The most popping. Hey, look, even the trolls don't have nowhere to be. You could have been, it's 300 million places on your phone you could be. But out of them 300 million places you could be, your ass right here. So I feel good. It's 300 other million. It's 300 million. You could be on Facebook. You could be on TikTok. You could be on YouTube. You could be on other people's channel. It's 300 million plus places you could be. But your ass is at the best in the business, Mr. Flow Show, no filter. So as long as you in this chat, you can say what you want. But your ass is here, just like I thought. You better be. If you want to hear the real and you want to get educated, your ass better be in this chat. As long as you in this chat, I won. So keep talking, and we're going to keep going on. So let's get into some articles, y'all. Let's get into some articles. New York Post said Diddy's assistant denies being a drug mule while revealing he kept stock of Tusi and other narcotics. Sean Diddy Combs' former personal assistant insisted Friday he was absolutely not a drug mule, even as he revealed the kaleidoscope of ketamine. Babyface Brendan Paul, 26, recounted the shady tasks he performed for Combs, from stowing drugs to cleanup after the freak-offs as he took the stand for Bad Boy Records. Him just talking about that is RICO. See, people who don't know shit they were looking for Brendan Paul to go in there and be and him and Diddy is moving big time drugs and he moving big. That's not this case. You need to go follow another case. This ain't the case. You following the wrong case because you're looking for the wrong thing. This is about a combination of things. This is about a 20-year period of a pattern. It ain't about nobody thinks Diddy moving drugs. People were talking about, well, he didn't profit from it. You don't have to profit from it to be a RICO. And if you don't believe me, just Google it. Quit coming in the comments saying, just Google it. Go Google. Can you have a RICO without making profit? And the Google AI will tell you in seconds. Brendan Paul was trying to clear his name so his mom didn't whoop his ass. Just like if it happened to me, and I just got caught up in a little something, and I wasn't no big drug lord. My mom and them be like, you better get on that stand and tell the world and make sure it's clear. You might have did a couple little drugs. You might have got him a little drug here and there, but you ain't no damn drug dealer. I ain't raised no drug dealer. I can see my granny saying that now. My granny wouldn't give a damn about no Diddy and no court, no nothing. She gonna tell you, go up there and be honest, but make sure you tell the world you ain't no damn drug lord. And that's what Brendan Paul was doing. If he really was, if it was a big win for the defense, he would have been up there saying he ain't take no. Why? How is it a win for defense when you got your employees talking about you made them test out and use drugs and take drugs before you tried? You know how damaging that is? This is a business. Let's go back to Amazon. And Jeff Bezos has his employees trying out cocaine before he tries it. Do you know what type of case Bezos would have? If he took his Amazon employees and instead of just packaging, moving Amazon packages, he had them trying out pink cocaine first and then giving it to him and going to get it. You have to understand this is about an enterprise. This ain't about your homie down the street and what he do. He don't have an enterprise. Homie down the street don't have no enterprise. So you can't relate to what the hell going on here. This is for people who have businesses and enterprises. And what the whole reason behind this law is because when a person employs you, they have a certain leverage on you. When a person employs you, you are dependent on that company to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage, to feed your funky ass. So when the government and the system knows that you have that leverage, so they don't want you to use that leverage to make your employees feel like they have to commit crimes. This is why they have this law. See, sometimes you got to understand why the law is in place. If you work for me and you depend on me to pay your rent, to have shelter, to have food on the table, you are more inclined to do a little bit of illegal stuff for me if I put the pressure on you to do it. So to protect the common person, to protect the common worker, that's why these laws are in place. It ain't about consent. When you are forced, be it by support, be it by payment, be it by your job, when you are forced to consent, then the whole consent goes out the window. That's why when people say they did this on their own, that don't fucking matter. This law is about protecting us from big ass businesses and from treating us like slaves and making us do whatever we need to do to keep the job. Whether it's go get you some weed, go get you some cocaine, clean up your freak off. People have to do whatever they have to do to keep a roof over their head. So to protect the people, this is why they have this. You can't operate like a criminal enterprise. But that, I know that goes over a lot of people's head, especially the trolls. I don't expect them to realize it. But that's just what it is. This is laws are in place for a reason. It's about a balance in power. It's about the companies and corporations already have us by the balls. Imagine if there was no law. Imagine if Diddy could use his power to just have his employees doing all kind of crimes and there wasn't no law against it. Do you know how bad it would be? He did all this trying to sneak up below the law. Imagine if there was no law, what he would have had his employees doing if it was all legal for him to just have his employee doing all this and there wasn't no thing called RICO. Just think about that. No telling what these workers would have had to do. He may have just hired employees who worked with him who just did freak offs. Cut the middleman out. Just hire male sex workers to work for you and your company and also bash your wives and your girlfriends in 3, 4, 5 at a time. Think about that. If there's no law and there's no RICO, of course he would do that. So let's continue with Brendan Paul up there trying to save face. I told y'all Brendan Paul came from the suburbs. He had a lawyer. His lawyer cost about the same as Diddy and them lawyers. So Paul began his testimony talking about when he got arrested at the on the jet. He said he had just cleaned up Diddy's room and that's why he had the drugs on him. Which, what did that do? That let them know these were Diddy's drugs. Another bad mark. Somebody said it was only $500 of personal use that he got from Paul. Ha ha ha. That don't fucking matter. It ain't about how much he got because this is a pattern. As a matter of fact, Brendan Paul detailed more people, more drug dealers that Diddy used. Somebody named One Stop. Somebody named Baby Girl. Somebody named Ooh Wee. Somebody is another name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. So it don't matter. But they did say that Diddy spent about $4,000-$5,000 a month or every month. Whatever it was enough to substantiate this was more than personal use, just a little bitty personal use. And I double checked that with Google AI and the law. Now, another thing, Brendan Paul pulled Christina Korm in there. And another thing y'all got to realize, if Diddy is found guilty, Christina Korm and all these people who didn't testify, who are co-conspirators, according to the paperwork, their ass going down. Basically, Brendan Paul established the chain of command, showing how closely Brendan Paul and Diddy worked with Christina Korm, with Christina Korm acting as authority, and they had access to everything. That is what Brendan Paul's testimony was about. It wasn't about him going up there and saying that he moved 100,000 bricks overseas from Kaiser Sose or from Pablo Escobar. If you was looking for that, then you need to go get out of this trial shit and just watch Power and watch some watch some movies and TV shows and shit, because this is real life. And real life is a little too complicated for you. Just stick to the movies, eat your Doritos, and get the hell away from me. So Guido, I knew it was somebody's name I was forgetting. Paul, the prosecution asked Paul, where did you get what other drug dealers did Combs use? Paul said One Stop, Guido, Baby Girl, and somebody named Uwe. More damaging evidence. They say, why is this evidence? This is evidence because this is sworn testimony. This ain't somebody talking on a fucking podcast like me. This is hand in the air. I promise to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, or your ass can throw me in jail. That's evidence. And another thing that people don't realize who aren't paying close attention to the trial, they have exhibit after exhibit after exhibit while these people are testifying. So when people say, I ain't seeing no evidence, that's because your dumb ass ain't at the damn trial. If you go to the trial, you'll realize they drop text messages and audio and video during everybody's testimony. But if you sitting at home on the couch eating Doritos, scratching your behind, and just typing in the comments every time you just get a thought, you won't know that. You gonna say, I ain't seen no evidence. They done dropped thousands of pieces of evidence. I was there. And even in the transcripts, when you read the transcripts as this going on, Inner City Press tells you okay, they're showing an exhibit for this. They're showing an exhibit for that. They playing audio for this, video for this. Here's a text message. It ain't just people talking. Y'all just know about the people talking because that's all the media is posting. Is what's said. So that's another thing I want to clear up that's being said a lot. I don't see no evidence. All the evidence at the damn go to New York. I'm gonna be there. Meet me in New York and you can see all the fucking evidence. But if your ass not in New York and you at home scratching your behind, eating Doritos, playing video games, you ain't gonna see the evidence. Oh, I'm cooking this Monday. Hey, the kitchen open on Monday, y'all. Angie said that's not a Dorito in their hand. Yeah, from my view, I thought it was a Dorito, but it's probably something else. Yeah, One Stop had it all. One Stop, he had his name. One Stop. Hey, look, One Stop. After this trial, he gonna have one stop, and it's gonna be in the damn penitentiary. That's gonna be his. They gonna call his ass Last Stop. One Stop about to be called Last Stop. Oh yeah, Melissa. Y'all know I had to open the kitchen this morning. Sometimes these articles be a little too boring for me, and I gotta open up the kitchen and I gotta start cooking, motherfuckers. I gotta start whipping it up. Y'all already know. You come in my comments, ain't none of these trolls ever quoted one piece of law. All they do is come in with blanket statements. Free Diddy. This ain't no this. This ain't no that. They have not quoted one. They don't read shit. They have not quoted. Every time I'm breaking stuff down, I'm backing it up with the actual law excerpts. Every time the trolls come in here, they think they can win because they using all capital letters. Capital letters don't beat flow. I'm too good for capital letters. Give me some quotes from the law that shows me and explains to me what you're trying to say. If you can't quote the law, then get the hell on. Even the YouTubers and podcasters don't want to fuck with me. They know I'm the truth. Humbly. But they know I'm the truth because I'm one of the few that back up everything I say straight from the law. When I talk about coercion, I'm giving y'all the quote straight from the law book of what coercion is, and then I'm applying it right to the testimony. You can't beat that. I ain't playing video games with what appears to be a Dorito in my hand. I'm not playing video games. While you playing video games, I'm reading the indictment. While you playing video games, I'm reading all the motions. While you playing video games, I'm reading the letter of the law to every charge being brought in this case. While you scratching your behind, I'm in the shower, so I don't gotta scratch mine. Then when I get out the shower, I'm researching some more. I get paid for this. I talk to millions of people every day. I gotta know what I'm talking about. I ain't no comment creeping. I ain't no creeping the comments. I can't afford to be out here talking like the trolls doing, just shooting from the hip. I have a million people down my throat every day if I was just up here just talking bullshit. Everything I say is backed up. So let's get back to these articles and what's going on. Enough about Brendan Paul. We know what the hell he did. He did his damn job. Shout out to Brendan Paul. And I understand you, Brendan Paul. I knew you had to clear up that drug mule stuff. Your parents. Hey, Brendan Paul had a lawyer that cost more than Diddy's lawyer. So let's go over kind of how the charges against Diddy stack up for this testimony. All right, so we got to no. You know what? Let's go to what's going on now. Let me catch y'all up. This is from ABC News. I don't really like ABC News, but fuck them. Sean Diddy Combs trial updates. Prosecution expects to rest its case today. So today, the prosecution expects to rest their case. And then the defense will take over. It says the highly anticipated trial of hip hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs is underway. Combs has been accused of sex trafficking, all that. We know that. Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, said Combs was simply part of a swinger lifestyle that he vehemently denies the accusations made by the prosecution. The trial of Sean Diddy Combs resumes today with Homeland Security's investigation special agent Joseph Saracilio. He will be testifying for the prosecution. Federal prosecutor Maureen Comey said the government will rest today, or they expect to rest today. Judge Subramanian said he would hear arguments for a defense motion for a directed verdict of acquittal. Oh, side note, remember that one juror that was kind of in trouble? Like, I think he was juror number 7, not number 6 who got the boot. Number 7 is in the clear. If his number is 7, y'all know the one who they said got a text message from a mysterious number and people were like, what the fuck going on? He is still clear. So nobody, only as far as I know, only one juror had been removed, and that was juror number 6. Just to give you, I forgot that was an announcement. Also, they say if the schedule holds, Mark Agnifilo says their case is going to be on the shorter side. He said the defense could rest on Tuesday or Wednesday. So these both cases, the prosecution case and the defense case, can realistically be over with Tuesday or Wednesday. Now you got two ways to look at it, is what I'm hearing from legal beagles and attorneys. The fact that the defense only has 1 or 2 days can either say that they feel confident that the prosecution didn't prove their case and they don't want to give the prosecution any chance to poke holes in anything they bring to the table, or, and this is what I believe, or you ain't got no fucking witnesses to put up there because you kind of red-handed. And so how many witnesses, who you gonna put up there? Because anybody you put up there, the prosecution gonna rip to shreds, kind of like what I be doing to these trolls. So think about it. If the defense did put up 2 weeks worth of witnesses, with all the evidence against Diddy, the prosecution will wipe the floor with him. I believe. Just like I wiped the floor with the trolls. So I can't say which one it is because I ain't part of Diddy's defense team, and I ain't got no insight on what the hell going on with them shady asses. But I just know it's two ways to look at it. You can look at it as they only doing 1 or 2 days because they feel like they won and they want to do less is more, or look at it the way I'm looking at it. They don't got no damn witnesses. How many witnesses? Any witnesses you put up there gonna get their ass handed to them. Diddy got too much evidence against him. And Diddy so arrogant, he might fuck around and be like, I'm just testifying for a day or two. They might call a couple, whatever, and then Diddy might get up there and spend a whole day feeling like he want to yap. Even though they saying he ain't testifying, I'll believe it when I see it that he ain't testifying. Because all them fucking sticky notes he passed, Mr. Mohawk sticky note Diddy, he ain't stopped moving the whole trial. It's hard for me to believe that he ain't gonna go up there and say something. Now he might not, because he know he guilty as hell. So he might be like, you know what, I ain't getting up there. But I'll believe it when I don't see it. Let's just put it like that. So we could get closing arguments on Thursday. I'll be out there, y'all. So like I said, make sure y'all get you a $23 membership to help support the trip. You will get all exclusive real time. I'm gonna tell you exactly what the hell going on. I'm thinking I should be out there. I should be able to get out there Wednesday morning. That's what I'm shooting for. Wednesday morning, sometime, if not Wednesday afternoon. But I want to be there for the defense part of their case or whatever, and then also for the closing arguments. And who knows, we could get it. We could have a verdict Thursday or Friday. This could be one of them ones where the jury deliberate for like 4 hours and come back and give us a verdict. So we be out there. I'll be out there and announce the verdict to y'all. So go ahead and support the Diddy Diddy VIP. Link is in the chat. Yeah, they don't have to put on much, but normally, thank you for that, for chiming in, the cat boy. Defense does not have to put on a case, not at all. But normally, in a case this size, they still present about at least a week or 2 weeks, normally 2 weeks worth of presenting their case. Even in, let's say, the O.J. Simpson trial, even though these are apples and oranges, the defense they presented their case much longer than 2 days. So they don't have to present nothing, but it's definitely different that they only gonna do 1 or 2 days. Thank you for chiming in, Catboy. So that's where we at as far as that goes. Washington Post. So let me look at this Washington Post. So the Washington Post has a good article talking about what's going on, what we looking at as they charging me right now. I'm literally paying for this right now because I want to go over this. But they actually laid out the actually what's the different case, the different things that Diddy is looking at, and it's giving me problems. So we might have to wait on that. Hold on, Angie. The link he just put in the chat. Yeah, this link right here. Just for everybody to be clear, the Buzzsprout link I just put. If you already, we do have a whole lot of members, and shout out to y'all VIP members who have been holding us down and helping support the New York trips. That's the only reason I'm able to go out there, because of the VIP members, the $23 subscribers are very helpful. But that gets you, I will add you, once you subscribe, I add you to the email blast list. And when I go out there, the minute I leave the courtroom, I report y'all what the hell go on. Then I go back into the courtroom and I report y'all what go on. And a lot of times I'm able to tell y'all more about who's on the stand. If they're not telling the world, I'll tell my subscribers. Fuck it. That's my family. That's like telling my family. I'm gonna tell my family. Let's just keep it real. No, and let me touch this. Kathy Buchanan, I am with you. Um, um, and let me read this because I agree with you totally. Kathy says, Flo, I truly believe what you say is correct, but we still need to realize that these rich people can still get away with a lot. Like ASAP Rap. I totally agree. Like nothing is in the bag. I'm just speaking from the law and what should happen, but I'm totally aware that we can't count no chickens before they hatch. And Kathy, that's a statement. What you're saying runs through my mind all day, every day. That at the end of the day, when you got money, that's like a wild card. A lot of times, if you got enough money and enough power, you can get away with some shit. So we just gotta hope that whatever the jury saw, whatever should be the outcome. Like I tell y'all, I'm just a podcaster giving my opinion and breaking down the facts. I'm not the judge and I'm not the jury. So hopefully the jury comes up with an honest verdict. That's all I'm gonna say. Whatever, based on the evidence, based on everything they saw, I just hope they come up with an honest verdict, whatever that looks like. But thank you for sharing that, Kathy, because I'm sure me and you aren't the only ones who think that and realize that. You see, Yanni just said the same thing. I've been worried about that too. So, like I said, you are not alone. What was that Michael Jackson song? You are not alone. I am here with you. I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So you are not alone. And obviously, like I said, you see, Yanni said the same thing. I'm sure it's a lot of us worried about a rich person being able to get away with whatever. But let's just have faith in our system, and let's have faith in our system and just see how the cards play out. Uh, Karma is undefeated. I can say that, and I can't believe like I got to transfer. I got to do it, but I'm gonna do it because I really want to. I really want to do this. I really want to. Go over this article. So I'm about to give me a second. I got to transfer some money and do all type of stuff just to get this article. But y'all know that's how hard I go because I really want to go over this article. And they charge me. I don't understand why they charging me for a Washington Post article. Like they're being extra thirsty, but I'm paying for it because I want to go over this article. Give me 1 second. What the hell? Man, I want this article. It keeps saying it's keep not letting me get it. What the heck is going on? Man, give me 1 second, y'all. Technical difficulties. I'm trying to pay for this. I want to pay for this. Because this like I was able to read it earlier. And it's like once they saw it, I read it. I guess they were like, you know what? You can't get our stuff for free. So you gotta pay for it. So I'm trying to pay for it, but it keeps not letting me pay for it. Give me 1 second and let me try again. Come on. Man, it is not letting me pay for this stuff, y'all. I don't know what's going on. We might not be able to go over it. I don't know why it's not letting me pay for it. But it's a really good article on the Washington Post. And anyway, Washington Post, when did y'all become so thirsty that we have to pay for an article? And then your system don't even work. So I can't even pay for it. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna have to do the old school way, y'all. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to just put it straight in. Because this article really wraps up everything that kind of went on. And since we're going into the final week, I wanna go over this. So it'll clear up kind of everything that's been going on and catch us up to some of the stuff we kind of forgot about because it's some stuff even I forgot about. So let's hope this works. I did the old school, put all my credit card information. Let's see if that works. Because the Apple Pay ain't working. Bam! We in there, y'all. Can we get some claps in the chat for the hardest working man in flow business? I done paid for some article that I didn't have to pay for earlier when I was going over this shit. I had to put my credit card in, all type of stuff on the fly. This is how we do it at the Flow Show, no filter. That's why you always should support, because I don't give a damn. I will pay for some shit. I just paid, I don't know, what was that, $10, because I just want to read this one article with y'all. That's how much I care. Anyway, let's go. So this is from the Washington Post with they expensive asses making me pay damn near $10. But this is a fire article. I had to bring this to y'all. Thank you, Sybil. I had to bring this to y'all. So basically it says how the charges against Diddy stack up to the testimony in the government's case. Sean Diddy Combs is charged with sex trafficking. Y'all know that. So after 6 weeks, 34 witnesses and hundreds of bottles of baby oil presented as evidence, the government is about to rest this case in Sean Diddy Combs' federal sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy trial. Prosecutors called to the stand Combs' former girlfriends, assistants, recording artists, stylists, hotel workers, and federal agents to testify about crimes they allege Combs and a small trusted inner circle orchestrated, executed, and covered up, including sex trafficking, arson, bribery, kidnapping, illicit drug use, physical abuse. That's 6 predicated acts of RICO. Remember, they only need 2. Most, if not some of the witnesses, were former Combs employees, and they were given immunity in exchange for their honest testimony. I told you this article fire. This article fire. I had to pay this $10. I couldn't have said it no better than they said it. There was a model and a singer, Cassie Ventura, and an influencer model who testified under the pseudonym Jane. And they're trying to say that those were consensual sex acts. This week, the defense will call forward its own witnesses and help cast further doubt on the government's claims. Here are Combs' charges and key testimony and evidence prosecutors have used to support each allegation. Tracking Sean Diddy Combs. Okay, so check this out. Sean Diddy Combs has faced more than 70 sexual assault lawsuits. This is a side note. Since November 2023. Anyway, prosecutors allege Combs used his employees for racketeering conspiracy. Listen up. I need the Flow community. I know y'all listening, but I even need you trolls. I even need the trolls, you assholes. I need y'all to listen. I love the trolls, so don't get me wrong, but y'all can be assholes. Don't get mad at me. I love y'all though, but y'all can be some jerks. Prosecutors allege he uses employees for the racketeering conspiracy. The government called forward a broad array of witnesses to help build the case for their most sprawling charge against Combs, racketeering conspiracy, which carries a maximum sentence of a life in prison. The prosecution alleges that Combs protected and was protected and aided by staffers and conspired to commit and cover up crimes such as sex trafficking, kidnapping, arson, and bribery. 4 predicated acts of RICO. Based on the testimony and evidence presented, prosecutors have suggested that Combs' chief of staff, Christina Korm, and his head of security, D-Rock, were heavily involved in this alleged enterprise. Neither Korm or Butler have been publicly charged with any crime, although they are co-conspirator in a sealed document. Former personal assistants said they would stock hotel rooms with lubricant, with snacks, illicit drugs for the freak-offs, which the government argued required trafficking women who couldn't and didn't consent to these acts and paying male escorts to have sex. Sean Some of Combs' former employees said they witnessed Combs abuse his girlfriends. Several said Combs would get violent with them. One former Combs staffer, Capricorn Clark, said she was kidnapped by her boss twice. Not once, but twice. Remember Capricorn Clark said that she was kidnapped and forced to go to Cuddy House and was kidnapped to take a fucking lie detector test. Clark alleged that in 2011, Combs showed up at her home, mad as hell, brandishing a gun, and ordered her to accompany him to the home of actor and musician Kid Cudi. When they arrived, Clark said Combs and his security staffer broke into the home. Kid Cudi, whose brief relationship with Cassie, enraged Combs. Kid Cudi testified and corroborated details about the break-in as well as a separate incident a couple weeks later when Combs allegedly attempted to blow up Kid Cudi's car. Most of the ex-employees who testified expressed admiration for Combs, who they say inspired them and promised to advance their careers, but it never happened. But they also feared him and accused Combs of using physical force, intimidation, and threats to get his way. This is the threats of physical violence, part of the predicated RICO Act. Eddie Garcia, you remember him? A security guard contracted with the Intercontinental Hotel in 2016, said Combs and his chief of staff contacted him to secure hotel footage showing Combs brutally beating Cassie. Garcia gave Combs a USB drive with the footage from the hotel camera in exchange for $100,000 in cash, which was split between Garcia and his manager. That's bribery. Could also be obstruction of justice, more predicated RICO acts. They only need 2 of these. If the jury buys into 2 of these, there's like 6 to 8 of them listed. If the jury buys into only 2, he's looking at 25 years to life. Now, the defense did push back at these allegations by attempting to distance Combs from some of the alleged crimes. They attempted to chip away at these witnesses, their credibility, questioning their recollection of events and how Combs may have influenced their choices. Now let's get to some of the sexual stuff. Cassie Ventura and Jane were sex trafficked by force, fraud, or coercion. That is alleged by the prosecution. The government's sex trafficking charges against Combs, which carry sentences between 15 years and life in prison. The actual sex trafficking part are the lowest part of this trial. Combs' former girlfriends, both women described the freak offs as hotel nights, king nights. They described them in graphic detail. The women testified that Combs coerced them into freak offs, which typically involve taking drugs to keep them compliant. That's an important part. When you distribute drugs, if you are using it to keep people compliant or to cloud their judgment, that's illegal. And that's a crime. He dictated how the sex acts would go, and they didn't have much of a choice, according to the prosecution. They talked about how Diddy would love bomb him. Jane, who dated Combs from 2021 to 2024, said she felt obligated. Combs also accused of transportation to engage in prostitution for hiring male escorts. Now, just the fact of him hiring and flying in male escorts for freak offs, that's another crime. You don't think they proved that he did that? This relates to the sex trafficking count. Combs also faces 2 counts of the transportation to engage in prosecution, which each carry a 10-year maximum sentence. Is there anybody out here that doesn't think that it was proven that he flew in sex workers to participate in these freak-offs. That is also a charge. And those two charges carry 10-year maximum apiece. See, when you look at it like this, you understand how cooked he really is. There's nobody who won't. I don't even think the troll can say it wasn't proven that he paid and had sex workers come in. Even the defense haven't refuted that claim. Those charges carry 10 years apiece. Just the transportation to engage in prostitution. That comes from hiring male escorts for the freak-offs. That was proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Even the biggest asshole can know that was proven. They were recruited through Backpage and Cowboys for Angels and Craigslist and all kind of silly ways. They were typically paid $1,500 to $6,000 at the end of each session. That's been proven, y'all. So that's just a summary of the list of crimes broken down. Even the biggest jerk has to admit it's been proven that he flew in and hired these male sex workers to do their job. Take everything out. Just that. Those two charges have 10 years apiece, maximum. Alone. The defense didn't even try to argue that didn't happen. COOKED. Cooked, crock potted, deep fried, pan seared, oven roasted, flame broiled, put it in the air fryer. My girl Shauna can do anything with the air fryer. He put Diddy ass in the air fryer. She put turkey burgers in the air fryer, salmon in the air fryer, wings in the air fryer. Diddy is cooked. Air fried. Fuck it. Microwave. Akeem say fans do not lose. Better do your homework. Yes. 92%, I believe. Somebody said the sex workers saying they got paid was a nail in the coffin. That's what I'm saying. The people, yeah, the trolls think they smarter than the lawyer. They think they smarter. Listen, the trolls think they smarter than the whole fucking court. They think the whole court think this is a possible RICO, but the trolls think this ain't nothing but domestic violence. But for some reason, the whole federal court think that this is RICO. But you let the trolls tell it, the whole federal court made a mistake and they thought of RICO when it's really just domestic violence because the trolls are smarter than the court. They smarter than the lawyers. They smarter than me and you. They just can't build a fucking platform, though. They so smart, but they can't build their own platform to convey their own messages. They have to sneak and get in our chat and put the caps locks on and misspell words and make blatant statements that have no basis in fact, no basis in the law. Drink my water. I shot out like a bottle rocket this morning. You know, that weekend be a long time. I'll be ready to talk. And I ain't shouted out my Uber drivers and my Door Dashers in a while. Shout out to them because they listen to me as they're doing their job, delivering our food and making sure we get from A to B. And it's been my fault. I ain't reminded y'all who walk y'all dogs listening to me because I've been seeing a lot of boo-boo on the ground. And I said, damn, I've been forgetting to remind y'all, y'all walk y'all dogs. Y'all know we love the dogs. We just don't love the doo-doo. So make sure you scoop the poop when you walk your dog. I ain't reminded y'all in a while, and y'all have been getting out of hand. I almost stepped in something the other day, and I said, I bet you this person listened to the Flow Show, and I've been forgetting to remind them to scoop that damn poop. Scoop that poop. And keep your head on the swivel for me, and keep your seatbelt on if you're listening to me on your commute, because there are a lot of people who listen to me on their commute, and it's my fault. I've been forgetting to remind y'all to keep your seatbelt on and keep your ears on me and keep your seatbelt on your person. So I don't want to see nothing happen to you. So let me get back to my reminders. I feel a little guilty, but I'm back, y'all. Scoop the poop. So y'all, big day today, big week. Please subscribe. I'm gonna drop the link in there if you want to support, or even if you can support any amount, get a subscription. The minimum is $3. Like I said, the merch store, we should have merch tomorrow. I'm gonna go through this chat. Please put y'all favorite. If you missed it, put your favorite quotes in the chat so I can put them on a t-shirt, put them on a hoodie, put them on a hat, put them on whatever you want. And you can DM me too, because y'all be talking to me in the DM. DM me all y'all quotes wherever you got to do them. Put them on YouTube, put them on my Instagram, DM me, put them on Facebook. I love y'all's feedback because y'all be I be saying some stuff I don't even remember what I said. Cause I just be a lot of this be improv. So that way I can make sure I got all the quotables. And so when I launch this store, relaunch the merch store, we can have all y'all favorite sayings like I'm good, kick rocks, I'm out, and I don't like it. He's cooked, crock potted, whatever. Thank you, Rachel. I'm out. So y'all, let's get the amounts in the chat so I can get to work. I appreciate y'all. Big week. Prosecution should arrest their case today. Defense should pick up. I don't know if they're gonna pick up today or probably start fresh tomorrow. And then my ass should be in New York, reporting live. Have a great Monday, everybody. Y'all know y'all the best community on the fucking planet, and I mean that. Desi says I'm out. Shantae says I'm out. Melissa says, and I'm out. Angie said, we love you, Flo. Hey, I'm coming with the I Love Flo shirts. You know how they got the I Love New York? I got a great design for the I Love Flo shirts or the We Love Flo shirts. Either way, I'm going to do I Love Flo or We Love Flo shirts. So I'm glad you said that, Angie, because that is going to be on the shirt. And I'm going to do it in a style like the I Love New York shirts. I'm kind of going to copy. So I'm looking forward to that because I love y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. I've been telling y'all I love y'all since I started this podcast on October 30th. October 30th, 2024. And we've risen to the top of this podcast space in 6 short months. And I owe y'all the world because if it wasn't for y'all, I never saw myself even doing a fucking podcast. Y'all kept telling me I should do a podcast. I didn't think I would be able to talk for an hour or 2 hours or even 30 minutes. But boy, was I wrong. We Love Flo. Okay, we're going to do We Love Flo. Who said that? You know, I'll be listening to y'all. We're going to do the We Love Flo. Kick rocks. Okay, let me start because y'all got some good ones. Let me put the stars on these. Let me put the stars on me. Merch shirt should say, hey, look, I like this. Kathy say, I ain't even rushing now because y'all coming with some good ideas. Y'all going to make me hang around a little bit and make sure I put stars on these ideas because y'all have some great ideas. Where's she at? Hold on. Where's that? C Tuck says I'm out. Sybil says I'm out. I'm trying to find that We Love Flo. I love Flo all the way from London. Okay. Hey, look, y'all got me so much love. She says, I love Flo all the way from London. Yes. Thank the Lord for Flo Daddy. Okay, I'm gonna put a star on that one. Y'all love me too. Y'all give me so much. I'm excited to rock some Flow merch. I'm excited for y'all to rock it. I've been working on this. Oh, thank you, Not Dreamer. I forgot about that. Hey, Not Dreamer just gave me a good one, and I forgot. I told y'all I'll be forgetting about my own sayings that I say. Not Dreamer said I gotta put on there. It's so quiet. It's so quiet. We can hear a cat piss on cotton. Hey, Not Dreamer. Hey, y'all. What about this one? It's so quiet. We can hear a cat piss on cotton. How could I forget that one? That's one of the ones y'all love the most. I forgot all about that. That will be on the shirt. Oh, look, Melissa said cat piss on cotton. Yeah. I wish you had time to speak on possible WWE. Oh yeah. I did speak on that. I spoke on that to Shauna. She called me asking about that. Yeah, I do want to speak on it. I'm gonna try to. Well, I'm glad this is wrapping up though. So once this week is up, I can get back to talking about everything. Cause trust me, y'all know I like to talk about it all. It's been great covering the Diddy trial, but it's a lot of stuff that I want to speak on. But y'all know with me, if I can't research it enough, I don't like speaking on stuff where I'm just giving too many opinions. And I haven't had time to really dig into the facts about a lot of these other stories. But after this week, we will be back to talking about everything, and I'll be happy for that too. So y'all have my word. I miss talking about all kind of shit. So I love y'all. I will sooner than later get to talking about everything going on. Oh, she said I got to put the kick rocks with no socks and flip flops. That's a good one. Cooked. He's cooked. Yes, from front to back flow, merch shirtless, 25 ways. P. Diddy is cooked. Yep, I like that. I like that. I like that. So, but yeah, Melody, we're gonna get back to that. Yeah, the ice rays too. Yeah, all of that, y'all. Y'all know everything that is important to us. Y'all know I like to speak on it, but I don't like to speak on it when I can't educate myself fully on what's going on. Cause that's just y'all know how I am. So I haven't been able to educate myself on a lot of these other things. Um, so I can't wait to get back to speaking on everything because I got a lot to say about a lot. And I will talk about the ICE raids. I will be talking about what Trump doing with Iran. I will be speaking on what's going on with Fat Joe and all of that. So as always, much love. I love y'all, but I am